Behind me, 2014 Ford Escape. We're gonna be replacing the front brake pads and rotors. Get cracking. First thing we wanna do is jack the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, we'll pull the front tire off. Now we'll turn the wheel so we can get access to our caliper bolts. Before we remove our caliper, we can take a flat bladed screwdriver and put it in this window, right in between the caliper and the brake pad. Now we'll pull towards ourselves. That'll push in that caliper piston, giving us a head start. Plus, it'll let us know if our slide pins are seized. If you're not able to do this part, that's okay. We can jump ahead to the next step. It's about as far as we can go. Next, we want to remove our caliper retainer. It's kind of an interesting design that Ford and Mazda use. There's different ways to get this off. What I find is just with a flat bladed screwdriver, we'll pop in on one of these arms, bring it over our bracket, and usually the whole thing will just spring and pop off. Just like that. Now we can remove our caliper bolts. To remove our 2 caliper bolts, we have to first remove the dust caps. This one's already missing, but right here on the bottom, we just take a flat screwdriver and push it out. Looks just like this, little plastic cap, perfect. Now we need an Allen socket. It's either a 7mm or a 9/32. I find in my kit, the 9/32 actually fits a little snugger than the 7mm, but the 7mm will work just the same. I also find using an extension just to get past this brake hose works best for me as well. We'll just put this in and we'll crack it loose. Now we'll take a caliper hanger, pull off our caliper, just like that. Put the hanger in and hang it on our strut, just so it's out of the way. Pull off our pad. Now with our caliper bracket, I like cleaning it while it's held in place. Just with a flat bladed screwdriver, just scrape all this off. If you feel like you need more than that, you can use a wire brush after we take the bracket off. Now to get the bracket off, we have 2 18mm bolts. Now these have a little bit of blue Loctite on them, so we'll reinstall blue Loctite when we put it all back together. Take our rotor off. Now this is already loose. If yours is kind of stuck on, you can hit it with a hammer. That vibration will bust it loose. Now we want to clean off our hub surface. I like using a drill with a wire wheel, but of course I left it at home. So I'm just going to use a flat bladed screwdriver. We're just going to knock off any raised spots. You just want our new rotor to fit nice and flush. Right, there, I'm comfortable with that. Now we'll get our new rotor and we'll clean it off. There's a protective coating they put on it during storage. We want to get that coating off the best we can. There we go. And we'll slide on our new rotor. Now I like putting on one of the lug nuts just to help hold it in place. There we go, that'll help it a little. I'm gonna throw just a little bit of blue Loctite. Just tap it a little, get it on all those threads, set that aside. I'll put our bracket back on, get these started. Snug them down. Now these are torqued to 129 foot-pounds. Nice. Can easily slide on our outer pad, just like that. All right, let me move you. We'll push in our caliper the rest of the way. Take this off, just set it down, pull this out. And it's just held on with little springs, kind of like a claw, holding it in place. Take our caliper tool. Should have kept that brake in there. I'll just put this one back just to give you a nice flat surface. There's lots of different tools. I'll have one in the description. They all work very similar. We're just pushing that piston in. That's it, bottomed out. Take this away. Now our slide pins, we'll pull these out all the way. Take a little bit of caliper grease. I like this one has it on a brush, so I'll put it in here first. Just a little. Doesn't take a lot, it's a tight fit. Just put a little in there, and I'll put the majority on the pin. Again, it doesn't take a lot. All the excess will just get squished out anyway, but just a nice lubricated surface. Make sure it's nice and clean. We'll just drop that in. There we go. Do that with the other one. Just a little bit of lubricant. Put that in the back, just like that. And we'll put on our new inner brake pad. If you have to push in one of the sides with your fingers, go for it. Just get it in there. Nice. That's it. Put our caliper on. Make sure our brake hose is not twisted. That just sets on like that. Yeah, pretty easy. Let me move you around. We'll get this started. I like doing the top one first, but it doesn't really matter. Get it lined up. There we go. Perfect. I'll do the bottom one. These are 21 foot-pounds. And we'll put our caps back on. Last but not least, we got our spring. These retainers are pretty interesting. In the middle, we have a little ram's horn shape and then little wings out the side. The ram's horns go inside these holes and they lock in place, while the wings go out and hold tension on this bracket. The best way I know how to do it is start by putting one in at a time. It needs to go on like this. We'll start with the top, so the arm on this side of the bracket, and then we'll put the ram's horn in the hole. Just like that, and now we'll hold it up here while we take our thumb on the bottom and just push it in, get it over just like that, and that kind of gets it started. But you'll notice that the ram's horns are not locked in. Got to take a flat bladed screwdriver, put it in the slot, push it forward like that, then we'll take another object and just tap on it. Just like that, and we're locked in. Now you should be able to visibly see that we are locked in. That ram's horn goes behind a lip inside this hole. What I like to do is do one side at a time. We're done with this side. I'll go in the vehicle, push on the brakes, get this piston filled back up with brake fluid before hopping over to the other side. And that's it, job complete. All right, that's it. Pretty straightforward. Once you have your brakes on and your tires on, we want to brake in our new brakes. How we do that is we'll take the vehicle up to about 30, 35 miles an hour and come to a nice, good, solid stop. Now we don't want to lock the brakes, but we do want to feel a nice, good, positive stop. Then we'll bring it back up 30, 35 miles an hour and do the same thing, nice, solid stop. We'll do that about 3, 4, maybe even 5 times, and your new brakes are set to go. Thanks for watching. I'll have a link in the comments for the parts and tools used for this job. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.